Big Watto to you interwebers out there, and welcome once again to Cooking with Grandad. Today I'm going to show you how to make beef seitan. Now, we've done chicken before. I'm not going to show you all the processes because you can just go to the previous video on seitan and just see how to do it. But just to recap on some of the things, we need 2 cups of strong white flour. Okay, because it's strong, it's got more protein in it. 2 scoops of flour to 1 cup of water. Ooh, let's see if I can spill this. 1 cup of water. Right, I'm just going to mix that up into a nice dough. So this is the dough. I kneaded it for 10 minutes, and now I'm just going to let it rest for half an hour before I start washing it. Back in half an hour. It's now time to start washing it. You may recall from the last video, just get some cold water, cover it up, that should do, and just let it stand in there. Okay, so this has been soaking now for 1 hour. And as mentioned before, it's kind of nice and slimy and horrible, but that will change texture as you kind of wash it. What I'm going to do is just give this a quick first wash. Okay, that will do for a first wash. I want to keep the starch this time because I've got plans to make something. So I'm just going to put a small amount of water in there and just give this a wash. Now it doesn't matter if the water's warm or cold. Some people do one wash in warm water and the other wash in cold water. I haven't seen that it makes any difference, but certainly the first 3 washes will be extremely starchy, and that starch is what I want for another little project. I'll come back to you on that one a bit later on. In fact, probably in another video. Okay, I think that will probably do that. I'm just going to pull that into a bowl. Okay, and now just give it another wash. And then I'll just capture that one. And remember, you want to keep on doing this until you got no more starch coming out. Okay, so this is going to need about another 7 washes, and I want to get all the starch out so it's practically clear water before I call it a day. You'll notice the texture changing. I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm just going to continue to wash it until it's clear. I'll be back soon. Right, so that's the seitan washed. The water's pretty clear now. And I'm just going to leave that to rest for another hour because I've got plenty of time, and I'll be back in an hour's time. That's been resting for about an hour now, and it's nice and dry. It's now time to get flavour into it. And if you watch my previous video, or I strongly recommend that you watch the previous video, I'm just going to get some flavour into this seitan. And I'll start off with 1 meat-free, beef-flavoured OXO cube. Essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this up, put it on the seitan, stretch it out, fold it in, put some more on there, and basically just work that in there. I'll come back to you after I've seasoned it and platted it. Okay, so Grandad's back, and here is my seitan, which has been knotted. Now then, what I need to do now is I'm going to cook this, and I need to make a stock to infuse more flavour into that seitan. Well, as you know, we used meatless beef OXO cubes, and what you can do is you can just put 2 of these, mix them up and just cook them in that, but Grandad has to soup things up because we want a bit of zoom. Is that the word? Zoom? I don't know. Bit of zippity-doo-dah added into the seitan. So, what Grandad's going to do is use 1 OXO cube. Bosh that in there. Okay, I need a spoon. Hold on. Add some boiling water to the OXO cube to dissolve it. Wait, hey. Right, we need a spruce of honey. Then you don't have to do this, but you know, Granddad likes doing things, making things a little bit better. Marmite. Now this is Vegemite, suitable for vegetarians. Don't know what the difference of that is. And I will put 1 teaspoon, 1 heaped teaspoon. What's going to happen here? Oh yeah, that's a good thing about Marmite. Let's spin it around. Whoa, hey. Right. 1 teaspoon of that. Lean pairings. Going to put in a sprush of this. Okay, that will do. And I've got some onion powder, onion granules. And again, maybe just, I don't know, half a teaspoon. Right, stir that up. And I'm now going to cook the seitan. You may remember from my last video making seitan, what I did was I just covered the seitan up in the pan, and I must stress this: you must only simmer it. Do not boil it, because then it'll turn into a cake sponge or something. So just simmer it. The shorter time you have it simmering, the tougher or more steak-like it's going to be. And the sort of benchmark on this is 1 hour. Okay, so if you go over the 1 hour, then it's going to get softer, and maybe that might be good for a chicken type of seitan, but beef is a little bit tougher. So no more than an hour, I would suggest, for beef seitan. Is this dissolved? Yep. So that's dissolved. Right, I'm now going to go over to my pan. I'll just show you this just before we go. I've got a little bit of water in there simmering away. Doesn't matter how much. I'm now going to add my concoction. I'm going to get that blob of Marmite in there as well, which didn't quite go. Get my seitan. Just put it in there. And I want the seitan to be covered with water. I think that will do. Okay, so I'm now going to get that simmering away. Also remember, after half an hour, turn the seitan over so it's cooked evenly through. So I'll see you in 1 hour after this is cooked. This has now been simmering away for about 45 minutes now, okay? And what I've done is I've turned the heat off, and I'm just going to leave it to rest. The whole point of this really is just to infuse the flavour into the seitan. I'm not in no hurry. I'm going to let that cool down. I'm going to put it in the fridge, but I'm also going to surround it. I'm going to put it in a bowl, but also put all these juices in there, leave it overnight, and that will also help the flavour to infuse. I'll see you later. So there we go. Look, the seitan's been in the fridge overnight. It's nicely infused all those flavours, and there we go. I'm just going to put it in a strainer to drain off a bit. Today is Sunday. I'm going to have my Sunday roast. I'm going to tear off strips of that seitan, and I'm going to have my Sunday roast with strips of beef. Grandad out.